Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So I am in a totally different area now than we were in the last episode. Did a little bit of exploring and found this area south of our original starting island. It's a little bit closer, which makes it a little quicker to get there. And also I found some really dense ores here. Got bismuth, sphalerite, tetrahedrite, hematite, and copper, all in a very small area. So I was looking around for a spot that I could possibly build a base on, and I'm kind of liking this area. Now, what we have here is a freshwater lake, fairly good sized one, and then this odd little area that sticks out into the lake that is almost square. And I think I'm going to start building on this area here. Now, I found out some interesting stuff while I was doing my exploration, and that is that not only do zombies snuff torches, they will also break jack-o'-lanterns. So we are not safe in any way, shape, or form as long as the zombies can reach our lighting sources. So one thing that I'm thinking that we're going to need to do is to make a walled base. And the easiest way to make a walled base, of course, is to make a castle. And a castle kind of fits into the basic idea behind TechNodeFirmaCraft. So I need to come up with some designs, but we're also going to have to be working on getting some major advancements in technology. Now, one of the things that we're definitely going to need if we are going to be building a castle is bricks. And in order to make bricks, we need to make mortar. Now, mortar is, well, it's a glue basically. So if we look up mortar, this stuff is made by putting sand into gypsum plaster, or lime water, I guess. But lime water, let's go ahead and do this, can be made with water and flux. Now, flux is made by crushing either limestone, dolomite, chalk, marble, or borax with a hammer. And this is usually an item that I can't find very easy. Well, as I was exploring, I happened to see this area down here, and this is marble. So we have absolutely no issues. We'll be able to jump start into a lot of different things, being mechanical tech and building all sorts of stuff. So I do have a lot of stuff to collect, but another problem is that this area is riddled with cave systems underneath. So we're going to have to be very, very careful when it comes time to mine here. And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that too much. But we definitely need to get an area here that is made safe. So I think what I might do right now is head down to that marble area and gather up a whole bunch of that stuff. And also I need to move up my items here, because over here, where is it? It's right in this spot. You can kind of see it. This is where I have all of my items currently. So I need to get those moved over here. I have more items than I can carry in a single inventory, so that's kind of a problem. So I need to get those over here, kind of get them sorted out, and yeah, I think I'm going to head down and get some marble so that we can actually get some building done. So I have gotten a lot of the marble. I have converted that all into cobblestone. I also got some of the marble raw stone, as well as a whole bunch of marble dirt, which sure we'll just be using this for backfilling and things like that. But as I was heading down to the south here, if I pull up the map, we can see I found an acacia forest. Now, unfortunately, as I was digging here, a thunderstorm came up and struck. And the fire has spread quite rapidly. I have gotten away from the area so the chunks are not loaded, but you can see the fire has spread a long way through here and there's nothing to stop it out here. So I'm going to try to stay away from that area until I have a really good axe that I can run through there and just chop a swath through the forest in front of the fire and hopefully get it to stop. Because, yeah, we are losing tons and tons of wood to this fire. It's just a raging forest fire, and it burns just about everything in its path. But also, there's another thing that I found. Right next to this spot that I have been quarrying out the marble from, you can kind of see there is the entrance to a cave. Now, I was digging here because I had signs of copper here, which I have yet to find yet, but I'm pretty sure that it is actually below the marble. But when I went down into that cave, I started getting signs of cinnabar. Now, this is redstone. So we actually have some redstone, if I can find it there, that is really close to us. Now, I found this kind of interesting. You could see this is actually a straight line with 90-degree angles on the rivers. And I started to look at some of the rivers, and they all have very similar characteristics. It's really weird. I had never noticed that before. But if we look at the rivers, you can see there's very distinct 90-degree corners to them. Very odd. I had no idea that was a thing. But also that kind of accounts for what we are seeing here on the coastline. So, yeah, that is kind of an interesting little byproduct of the world generation. And also, I received a comment from Bloody the Great stating a very strong confirmation of what I had found with the zombies breaking torches and also jack-o'-lanterns, and I guess they also break glowstone. So that was a TechNodeFirmaCraft 3.0 thing. So it has been in the game only for a short time. But what I want to do now is go back to the quest book, and we'll take a look and see if we have anything on this. Oh, and we have a quest with an unclaimed reward, and that is in the casting age. So we have the Wonders of Wood, where we learn how to use the saw to make things out of logs. Now that you have a saw, you can finally craft chests. These chests are a little different than vanilla. They are smaller, and not all items will fit into them. They are crafted with 8 lumber pieces of the same type. This task accepts chests made of any wood. So that's going to give us a chestnut chest. Not that we really needed it, but one nice thing about the various different types of wood in use for chests is that you can stack them next to each other just like you could with a regular chest and a trap chest in vanilla. So let's take a look back at the quest book, and we'll see now, is there anything available for the bricks? So it looks like we actually have the hammer and chisel first, and then we're going to have to get the flux powder in order to get to the bricks. So let's go ahead and get this flux powder first. So where we learn how to make use of powdered rocks. The many uses of flux. Flux powder is used when welding in the anvil as well as to create lime water. Flux is crafted by crushing chalk, dolomite, limestone, marble, or borax with a hammer. Lime water is used in a lot of crafts. It is crafted with 2 flux per bucket of fresh water in either a large vessel or a barrel. So we need to make a little flux. This is very simple to do. All that we have to do is grab a little bit of marble and craft that with a hammer, and it will make flux. So there we go. And yeah, we're going to need a lot of this stuff, so I might as well craft a bunch of it. So there is no additional stuff to this. This is going to give us 5 basalt rocks and 32 more flux. Pretty awesome. So now we need to get this hammer and chisel. So where we learn to chisel stone. The chisel is a useful tool for smoothing stone and making bricks. To smooth stone, you will need a chisel in hand and a hammer on your hotbar. Right-click the raw stone with a chisel, and you can pick it up with a pickaxe. Oh, wait, right-click the raw stone with a chisel. Okay, yep. I have done that a lot in the past. As I start to get too many of the rocks, I start using the chisel instead to get smooth stone. So smooth stones are... Whoa. Wow. Okay. Smooth mode smooths raw stone. Stair mode will remove 1/8 of the block at a time. Slab mode will shave 1/8 slice off the block. Detailed mode allows you to chip away tiny bits. The chisel isn't just for stone. You can chisel many other blocks as well. Be aware you can't chisel any raw stone that has 2 or more pieces of raw stone above it. TNFC has the Terra Firma Stuff add-on, which adds additional chisel modes whose icons are slightly blue. It adds a smooth mode that only works on hardened clay blocks, chiseled mode that works on hardened clay and mineral blocks like jet, serpentine, and quartz, circle mode that works on stone and hardened clay blocks, and pillar mode that works on stone, hardened clay, and mineral blocks. This task accepts any chisel. So there are a couple of really neat new modes to the chisel that I have not seen before. But so we are going to need to make ourselves a chisel, and I don't think we have enough of anything to make any bronze. Let's take a look at bronze. We have, whoa. Okay, so there are 3 different types of bronze. There's bismuth bronze, black bronze, and just regular bronze. Now the regular bronze, needs tin, which we have not found any cassiterite yet, so we cannot do that. The black bronze takes gold, and even though we have a little bit of gold, it's not really worth it, and we haven't found any silver. So that only leaves us bismuth bronze right now, which is some type of copper, zinc, and bismuth. Now, we should have enough of these, so we need, well, by the looks of it, we would need 2, we could go with 2 bismuth, 6 copper, and 2 sphalerite. How about if we go with 3 sphalerite, because we have a lot of that. We'll go with 1 bismuth, so that's 40, so then we need 6 copper. So this should be good for making bismuth bronze. So we would have 20% zinc, 60% copper, and 10% bismuth. Yeah, so that will make our bismuth. I'll have to run that through a ceramic vessel when we make our mold. So that is the next thing. We need to make a mold. So here's the clay. So let's go ahead and grab 5 clay, and we're going to make a chisel pattern now. So the chisel pattern is made simply by making a single line straight down through the center of the clay. So we'll go ahead and do that. There we go, a clay chisel mold. Now we will just go ahead and dig a little bit of a hole in the ground here, place down our chisel mold, grab an empty vessel, if I can find one, put in our sphalerite, copper, and bismuth, and then the same thing as usual, we will make this into a pit kiln and go ahead and cook everything. So I am going to get this cooked up, and then I will be back. We'll go ahead and pour out our chisel and start working on that. So we got our 100 units of bismuth bronze. We now have a chisel, and yeah, that is exactly what I was looking for. So let's go ahead and break this. We get our chisel out, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a bismuth bronze chisel. That's pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and put a stone hammer down here too, and we'll get the prospector's pick out of the way. So let's go ahead and open the quest book. We have that, so that's going to give us a block of andesite, 4 bottles of enchanting, and then we can choose either basalt or shale. And once again, I think we're going to take the basalt because I really like the way that block looks. So let's go ahead and take that reward. And now we have making bricks. This is what I was looking for, where we learn to make bricks. Bricks and mortar. Bricks are made of chiseled stone and mortar. First, you need to craft the bricks. Place rocks into your crafting grid with a chisel to craft. Mortar is crafted in a barrel. Place sand into a barrel of lime water and seal. Each sand and 100 millibuckets of lime water will make 16 mortar. Don't worry if the craft will make more than a stack of mortar. You can pull multiple stacks out of the barrel. In TNFC, you can also make mortar from gypsum. Use NEI to get this recipe. This task can be completed with any rock type. So let's go ahead and make ourselves up some blocks. So first we'll drop these off. And we're going to make... I really don't want to make schist. I think that'll look nasty. We're going to use rhyolite. So let's go ahead and unpack 2 stacks of these. And then we can just combine these with a chisel and we get bricks. So let's make a whole bunch of these. And then we need to make mortar. So now we need a barrel. So to make a barrel, we need 7 lumber in this shape. So the question is, what type of lumber do we want to use? We have a lot of this sycamore, so that might be a good one to use. Let's go ahead and go with that. So let's see, what does this wood look like? Yeah, that'll be a nice looking wood. Where is that up here? Right there. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful wood actually. So we'll go ahead and take our sycamore here. We will make multiple barrels and they will stack up until the point of where you fill them. And once you fill them, then you become overburdened. So you have to put it in your back slot and then you can move. Now, you can only move one barrel at a time, much the same as you can only move one of these large vessels at a time. So then what you have to do is take it back out of your back slot and place it down. So now we're going to grab a little bit of flux, and I don't remember what it said about how much flux to put in there to make that. So we should have 10 buckets of water in here. Yes, we do. So for the mortar, it does not say. I guess we need to make the lime water first. So now if we take and put one, let's unseal it first. If we put one in there and seal it, that doesn't look like it's going to do anything. Let's put in a whole bunch. Still not doing anything. The output should be lime water. Let's check the uses on this. So half a bucket with 1 flux. So hey, it's done. What do you know? Didn't even have to be sealed for that. So now I need to get some sand, and I don't have any here, but there is a lot of it present nearby. So if we take a look at the map, this entire beach is sand. This is sand up here on our starting island, so we have no problems with sand. There's just none in the immediate vicinity here. So now I'm going to have to go out and get some sand so that I can make that into mortar, and then I will be back. So I now have my sand in the lime water, and this will be producing a ton of mortar. But while I'm waiting for that to go through, figured I'd show you guys this. So I've set up a couple more chests. I've been sorting through things here, kind of trying to get it a little more organized, but we are starting to get a lot more nuggets and things. And I managed to find a spot here that had poor tetrahedrite exposed to the surface. So this was right on the edge of the river, so I had to fill it in and start digging. And I've been digging it down here on the top edge, but I noticed my pickaxe was starting to get a little low, so I decided to just start digging the copper ore, and I was not even close to able to get it all, but I did manage to get an awful lot. So I put all of my copper ores together, the tetrahedrite and the regular native copper. I don't have any malachite yet, but this is what we have. So quite a bit. The poor tetrahedrite, I am getting huge amounts of that, and that's nice because each one of these stacks is good for 4 ingots. Now that's not great later on, But as of right now, that is really good. You know, we can make 4 pickaxes out of each one of these stacks. So, yeah, let's see how this is doing. This may take a while yet. But the other thing is I have been finding a lot of food. I have oats, potatoes, I have the horse meat that I had before. Lots of that. A lot more potatoes, wheat, seaweed, soybeans, onions, barley, tomatoes, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and cabbage. And that is in addition to the cherries that I have here, and I need to get these bunchberry bushes replanted again so that we can start getting a harvest off of them as well. But right now I think I need to get this mortar, and then I will try to start making some bricks out of these rhyolite bricks. Now I also got a large amount of the schist cobblestone where I'm mining that tetrahedrite because, well, it is a schist area. Now this rock does have a slightly greenish tint to it. That might work good down along the water's edge. So I don't know, we'll have to see how close together that and the rhyolite are. But yeah, I think I'm going to be waiting for a little bit for this mortar, and then I'll come back. We'll look at building. So we have our mortar now, so we can unseal this and just start taking out stacks based on how much we put in. So we should get 8 stacks out of each one of these. And we can't even pull it all out of there, so I made a chest that I can drop this stuff into, because I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to hold it all. So we'll just go ahead and reseal these. Now later on we can put those together into the same barrel. After you seal it, you can pick it up and then click one barrel on another, and it will take the contents out of one and dump it into the other. Now I'm currently cooking up some copper to make a new pickaxe head, because there is a couple of quests that we're going to have to be looking at here in a little bit. But first off, we completed the quest for the barrel, and with so many uses. Barrels are used for many things. They function like a large vessel with more slots. However, some crafts can only be done with a barrel. Barrels are crafted with 7 pieces of one wood type arranged in a U. This task accepts any barrel. So, making a barrel gives us a barrel. That's fine by me. So then we should have... oh, we still have to make our bricks. So bricks and mortar, we need to make some bricks. Now I made myself up that crafting grid so we can actually do this. But so the uses on these guys, we need 4 pieces of mortar and 5 bricks for each one. And oh, there's actually a different type of, we can make a tile, we can make bricks, we can make tiles, we can make walls, we have the detector for a tank from Railcraft. But these tiles were not here before, so that's rather interesting. But I just want bricks, and apparently I cannot shift click that, and that stinks. So let's go ahead and grab some rhyolite bricks, and then we should have everything there, and that's going to give us 4 basalt bricks. So go ahead and claim that. And next up, we are going to want to... oh, we have the forge. Nice. So all that we needed was some charcoal and bricks. The forge... oh, well, I guess where we learn to heat metal. The forge multi-block is in its smallest form is just 5 solid non-flammable blocks and either 7 pieces of charcoal or 1 coal block. The solid block must surround the forge on all 4 sides plus the bottom. If you are using charcoal, the 7 pieces of charcoal are placed with right click. The charcoal coal will make the forge when you light the charcoal with a fire starter or a flint and steel. Like fire pits, the forge will be put out by rain. However, unlike fire pits, the forge requires a chimney, which is a clear view of the sky within 1 block of the forge. This task accepts brick blocks of any rock type. So, now that we have that, we get 8 more basalt bricks, and we can take 20 basalt bricks or 8 native copper. If we locate a biome with basalt in it, we can get all the basalt we want. So I'm going to take this copper just because that is 4 pickaxes. So let's go ahead and claim that. And now the next thing I want to work on is this food chain here. So we have grinding with the quern, then we're going to be making bread and then sandwiches. But grinding with the quern, this is where we learn to grind things to dust. So first we need the quern stone. Is a stone tool for hand grinding a wide variety of materials. You will need the quern base and a hand stone, which goes inside the topmost slot. To craft the quern base, you will need to smooth stone with a chisel. To craft the hand stone, you need to get stone blocks. To do so, you must mine around a stone block until you remove all other connecting blocks. When the last block is removed, it will drop as a stone block. If you are still confused, explore the wiki or YouTube. So I need that, but in order to get that, I need this pickaxe head. So I went ahead and just melted 100 units. Whoops. Where? Oh god. That is a glitch. Well, tell you what. Oh, there it is. I'd say. I was not looking forward to that one because normally we don't have an issue with that. Okay, so there we go. I got a pickaxe head again. That is what I need. So I'm going to go grab a couple of pieces of that smooth stone. I already have the raw stone, and we're going to make the quern next. Well, I have everything together to make this quern and the hand stone. So to make the quern, we just need the smooth stone together. That makes the quern base. And then for the hand stone, we need 3 raw stone and 1 stick. So there we go. There's that. And this is going to give us 4 bottles of enchanting. Let's go ahead and take that. And then we need the wooden bucket, where we learn to pick up water. The wooden bucket is a simple solution to transfer cool liquids such as water, milk, and vinegar. Although you can place water down, it will quickly vanish as it is unable to place source blocks. So let's go ahead and make a wooden bucket right after I eat. And the main reason I'm trying to do what I am wanting to do right now is so that it's easier for us to eat. So we need some planks, and I'm not sure that I have any available. I'm just going to grab some. Well, the bucket looks the same no matter what kind of wood you use, so oak should be fine for that. So we'll cut some logs up into lumber, and then no. Yeah, okay, fine. I don't remember how to make a bucket. Right here, wooden bucket. Ah, okay. I knew it was some weird thing. So, now moving fresh water. You can use a bucket to fill a barrel with fresh water or to make dough from flour. So now we need the wooden bucket full of fresh water. That's pretty easy. We'll just come down here, grab a bucket of fresh water. And now we should have everything. So this is going to give us 8 chestnut logs. That's nice. Now we have making bread. You need it. Ha 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 ha. Oh, sorry. Grind grain into flour. With the quern, you can turn grains into flour. Place the grain into the quern's left slot. Exit the GUI and right-click on the wooden handle to rotate the millstone. This task accepts any type of flour. So we now have some grain available. So I think think I'm going to use the oat grain. So let's go ahead and grab this stuff. We'll drop the potatoes back in there. Stack this together. We will remove the decay. There we go. So we have 126 ounces here. So let's set down the corn base. Right there looks good. Then we'll drop in the handstone and the oat grain. And then we just go like this, right on the top of the handle. So there we go. Oat flour. So now I'm making dough. Now that you have flour, combine it with a wooden bucket of fresh water to make dough. This task accepts any type of dough. So we just take our flour and our wooden bucket, and there we go, oat dough. And that made 160 ounces of dough, and we still have some flour left. So let's go ahead and grab another bucket of water, and let's make the rest of that. Alright, so now raising bread. Now it is time to cook the bread. Place the dough into a fire pit. When the bread is cooked, it will drop into the output slot, but it will keep cooking here and eventually can burn up. This task accepts any type of bread. So, do I have a fire pit here? No, I don't. And I don't even have a fire starter on me. So, let's go ahead and, well, where do we want to do this? Right here should be fine, so let's drop 3 sticks. I guess we're going right here. That works too. So I don't want to waste chestnut on that. Let's go ahead and use white elm. So this is going to take just a little time to cook. And there we go. Very light cooked oat bread. So let's see what we've got here. So we have sylvite, which is used for making fertilizer, bottles of enchanting, and then we have either salt or more sylvite. Now, what do we do with salt? So, where are you? Which one? That was regular salt. Okay, a modest queen, no. Okay, well, we can make salted meat with that. No, I don't really think that's necessary. I think I'm gonna take the sylvite. That is one thing that I have never found. So finally we have sandwiches. Best food ever. Back off, get your own. Like salads, which we have not gone through yet, you prepare sandwiches on a food prep surface. There is a tab on the top to toggle between sandwiches and salad crafting. Place the bread and other ingredients into the food prep slots and click Create to make a sandwich. The number above the slot shows how many ounces of food will be in the sandwich. Sandwiches have a minimum weight of 7 ounces and a maximum of 10. Like salads, you cannot repeat ingredients. Sandwiches have the advantage of being able to contain all the food groups and be eaten in one bite. This task accepts any sandwich. So we need to make ourselves a food prep, which is something that we haven't done yet. And I guess we'll use salt bricks. Works for me. So we'll place down a basalt brick. We need our knife. We right click on the top of the brick and that gives us a food prep area. So we can make salads, we can make sandwiches. Now I'm going to be making sandwiches because, well, yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. So then we're going to put in our meat, we're going to put in some seaweed, we're going to put in our cherries, and then we'll grab one more food. Let's go ahead and grab tomatoes. These things have one of the highest decay of any of the foods that I have in here, so let's go ahead and drop those in and we can create a sandwich. So there we go, there is our sandwich. Now sandwiches also can go straight into a vessel. So now we get more sylvite, bottles of enchanting, rock salt rock, or more sylvite. We're going to take more sylvite. So there we go. So that's pretty much everything there. So let's go ahead and eat a sandwich and watch my health, my HP. Jumps way up. So that's one of the advantages here. Every time that we're eating, we are getting all food groups. So yeah, that is really nice. Got quite a bit of stuff there today. I didn't get to building on the walls, but I did get a bunch of the bricks made up. So we will be doing that in the next episode, because I know I'm way past time on this episode. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Don't forget about Patreon. I have a link in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye.